Hi there, sophomore class. My name is Dr. Ang, and I wanted to officially welcome you to Spring of 22, the School of Nursing here at TU, and specifically to the 225464 courses. I am your course coordinator for 2264, and that's going to be the nursing aspect or component of your courses. This course is paired beautifully with 2254, which is the applied science aspect, and the course coordinator for that is Dr. Wayland. So we are going to kind of work in tandem as we deliver these two courses this semester. 2254, I'll do kind of a brief overview of both because they're similar in courses. However, I do want you to note that they are separate. There are separate course coordinators for those. A lot of times the content will be similar. You'll learn about the science of a specific condition, disease process, and then in 6-4, we'll learn the specific nursing implications that apply and coincide with that. A lot of times that they will go hand in hand. However, there are sometimes some cases and instances where you'll learn a different topic altogether in 5-4 and 6-4. So there's a lot of variances because we also have an integrative curriculum. So you will get to hear from different faculty that will present on different topics that's in their line of expertise. So it adds to the course and the richness of the delivery of the different topics that you'll see on your course calendar. So I would like to use this opportunity to orient you to specifically 2264, but again, knowing that that parallels very closely to 2254. There are a few differences that I will be specifically highlighting with regards to the 2264 course. But since I'm the course coordinator for 6-4, I'm going to pop up that syllabus and review that with you. Due to the nature of this spring and another little bout and a rise with COVID, we have went online for the aspect of in-class lecture content, so Monday and Friday. So therefore, since if you'll notice on your course calendar, therapeutic communications, I'm delivering that content. So I will offer specifics related to that in another video. And if you look on Harvey, you'll see specifics related to that. But for the case of here and now, we are reviewing the course syllabus. So if you go in to Harvey and you look under the tabs on the left, your options, you'll see a syllabus and calendar tab. If you click into that, you can see another click that will say specifically course syllabi for spring 22. If you click on that, that's where I'm at and what I'll be reviewing during this video to start. So in the course syllabus, you will note that this is Nursing Science 2264, and you will see my office hours. I am here most days from shortly after 7, for sure by 7:30, and then I usually leave around 2 or 2:30. I have specific office hours if you need to meet with me specifically. I do have a link and a QR that you can scan and see all my office hours. That's posted on my door. And I'm in 535. You can either scan it on my door. If you send me an email, I'll reply to you. It's also on there. Or you can email me, call me, text me directly if you want a specific office hour time slot. But you will see the location. I am located in Oxley on the 5th floor, as are all your nursing faculty. We're housed here together. So anytime you need an appointment with me, I try to be here after all of your course content is delivered and you get out at noon. Most faculty will try to be here around that time, so you can pop up to 5 and get any questions answered that you may have. Any questions, we would love to address those during that time. But do be mindful of specific faculty have other obligations as well, so making an appointment's always the preferred method. But you can see specific office hours there. You can see contact information for me, email, phone, and I also will give you my cell phone just for the fact that would be a last resort way to reach me. But if you have tried to contact me between using the preferred a respectful email sent first, if you don't hear back within 24 hours from me, then you can go ahead and text me between the hours of 8 and 8 typically, because if emails come in and we have other faculty have other obligations for, if it's classroom, lab, clinical, whatever the case may be, and we're teaching in other courses, sometimes those questions can get embedded into a sea of emails. So a text at that point after 24 hours is perfectly acceptable with me. Every faculty will be different, but you can text just to kind of get it back on the radar. I do not want to leave you waiting for a response for me, so I want to be as available as possible to you should needs arise. You'll see the next thing that's located on the syllabus is going to be your texts and course materials. You can peruse through those. Some you can try to find electronic versions of. You are going to need these throughout the program, so I would encourage you to get those. Technology requirements. Please read through this carefully. Make sure if you have any questions of what you have or the resources that you have available, please let's address those early in the semester and then the program, so we can help remedy any concerns. Conceptual framework and implementation. The purpose of this course is to provide the student with the nursing knowledge to integrate with content, as I've said, from 5-4 and applied science for the application in the nursing care of well individuals and individuals with simple health disruptions. The content focuses on use of the nursing process, what we use here in the School of Nursing, and kind of the lenses through which we view is the Roy adaptation model across the lifespan. You can look through the learning outcomes. This just is a roadmap to why we're delivering the content that we are in the manner in which it will naturally and organically unfold for you. This is just our roadmap, the course student learning outcomes. When you enter our program, we have a very strategic roadmap to get you to the end of the program, and not only where you'll graduate with success, but that you'll pass the NCLEX on the first try with success, and you will be adequately prepared for that. So for us to meet that end goal, we need to start and have a very strategic map to get you there. That is what you will see in the learning outcomes section. Methods of learning. Every faculty, as I've mentioned, this is an integrative program. You will have different faculty delivering different content and in very different manners. We each have our own style, and then depending on what content we're delivering, that may require different methods and modes for delivering that to you in a successful and meaningful manner. So be flexible as to what that will look like, and knowing that there's academic freedom in different styles, which usually is in student evaluations is very well received, because we all learn differently, and we're going to try to appeal to all 5 senses and learning styles as we progress through the course. So I think that you'll find that very helpful as we move through. Now, the biggest question typically is, how do I earn my grade? In 2264, you will see we have 3 examinations, all 3 are worth 23%. Then we follow that up with a final exam, which will then total 100%. Specifically, you will see underneath evaluation, you can see the breakdown and the blueprint of the exams. So we start obviously with exam 1, 4 questions per 1 hour. It equals then 56 questions. As we spin into exam 3, 2 and 3, you will see that then we start to pull in some cumulative questions from the lectures of previous exams. So there will be more questions each time. And the final exam then comes about 74 questions. So you can see it'll continue to build throughout this semester. One thing worth noting when you do take the exam and exam reviews is so important because you will see that content again. And not only will you continue to see it on exam 1, 2, 3, and then the final, you're also going to see it as we continue. These are building blocks as we build throughout the semester, formulating and forming that solid foundation for you as a nursing student as you take subsequent courses. And in addition to that, we're building on your foundation as a nurse. So you want to make sure if there's something that you missed or you felt a little more fragile on that, you want to come back even after that exam. We have strategies for success. We have all these, we have retention specialists now of ways that we can help you, and we want to, if you identify a weakness or an area of concern, please let us know early. We want to help, and we are definitely here to help. So reach out early, communicate early. Those are all key. Student exam remediation, please note this. This is what I'm referencing. If there's an exam that, we don't foresee this, but if there's an exam that you don't do well on, please make note of this section of students scoring below 75%. If you score below 70%, there are specific guidelines in the syllabus of which that you would need to follow. You can see the grading scale. We are on a 10-point scale. However, the key here is there is no rounding in the School of Nursing. And typically students, you'll hear that, but when we get to the end of the semester, being super, super close does not entitle you then for the grade to be rounded. So grades stand. What you earn is what you will receive. There is no rounding at any point in the course, in any nursing course. So just make note of that. Then, specific to 2264 and what is threaded, will be threaded throughout the entire program is ATI. And you will learn more about this as we go. Professor Teddy Courtney is the ATI champion. She will give more information as well as we go throughout the program. But it's going to be important that you go into ATI and you set up your student account early so that you're ready, because right off the bat, week 1, you will be taking your first ATI assessment to kind of see where you're at, where you're starting. We get a starting point so we know what we're springboarding off of that, and then you will take assessments throughout the program, and we monitor your success. It helps us know, as I mentioned, we have that roadmap of the program. Sorry about this. I have a crazy light that likes to go off, but here we go. And so ATI will be woven throughout the program. And we start on week 1, spring sophomore semester. So we'll give you more information about that. You can look in Harvey. We have tabs on specifically what you need to be doing, but this is something we're going to hit week 1. So please note that. And that is one of the differences between 5-4 and 6-4. 6-4 does have this ATI component. So please make note of that as we go. And throughout other assessments as you move throughout the program do have points associated to them. So you'll want to be aware of that. However, that will not be the case for this semester. There are specific School of Nursing core policies. Typically, class attendance and participation. We do expect that from the students, there is obviously in class, face to face. That is our preferred method. In the area of COVID has created quite the hurdle for this and the challenge. We do realize there are students that are testing positive, that are sick with other aspects, that are in quarantine. There are a lot of components with this. We do want to, obviously, our first choice is to be in person, but everyone's health and safety obviously trumps that. So we want to make sure, first and foremost, that you are healthy, that you are safe, that we're protecting everyone, the health and safety of everyone, faculty, staff, students, everyone involved with the program. So, that being said, if you're symptomatic of any sorts, or you have a high suspect that you have been exposed to something, please do stay home. The university, the School of Nursing, are making calls kind of as we go. It's going to be very critical that you watch Harvey, that you see on the course calendar week to week. You know, we're going to be meeting for this course Monday and Friday. You may have a different instructor on Monday or Friday. So make note of that, and we're going to try to communicate as early as we can so that you can plan accordingly. But good communication is going to be key between faculty to students and students to faculty. So if you're going to be out, I need you to let me know as soon as possible, as well as the faculty member that's teaching that content for that day, so that we can monitor and make sure that we're aware where all the students are. So typically we are taking attendance and we're making sure every student is in their seat each time, and that is in an ideal world. But right now we're needing to be a little flexible, a little fluid, and being able to pivot on a dime depending on the circumstances. So we appreciate your patience and flexibility as well. Expected pre-class preparations. As faculty, we assume, because you have the information available to you on Harvey, we assume when you come to class, if that's online, if that's viewing a pre-recorded video, a collaborate class that's online, or if you're face-to-face, we assume when you come, you're coming prepared. We're going to be prepared when we show up for a course, whatever the format, and we would expect the same and appreciate the same level of respect coming from you as well. That means that you are familiar with the materials that are found in Harvey under that specific topic and that class period. That module, we're gonna expect that you are familiar with those materials. If there are readings, that you are familiar with those readings. If there's an activity that you need to have prepared before you come that's going to be discussed, we'll have that expectation that you come adequately prepared. All course requirements and learning outcomes must be completed in order to receive your grade. So if you miss something, if it's a course that there are other components and you miss something, that all has to be completed for you to receive the grade. In this specifically, where there's only, in 2264, there are only 3 exams and then a final. If you foresee that there is a conflict with one of those, and there are very few sanctioned events where that would be excused for an exam, but if that's the case, it's your responsibility as a student to communicate that early with me as the course coordinator, and as well as if it's a course, if it's a specific class content, you would need to communicate with that individual faculty member, as well as CC me as the course coordinator. If it's regarding an exam, that will come straight to me, and we can talk about that, ways that we can make up that exam. Most activities or conflicts are not excused, and that exam would not be rescheduled. So just make note of that. It is rare exceptions when you are allowed, short of it being you being sick and having a doctor's or a provider's note or a sanctioned TU sanctioned event. Other than that, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to be able to reschedule an exam. So and that goes for ATI. All of those are pretty hard deadlines for when those are, and rarely are they going to be rescheduled. And again, if it is illness, you just need to communicate that as early as possible, and there would be documentation required for that. All exams are administered online. We have an ExamSoft software. We will go over that information to make sure that you have everything in place for a successful semester. Policies, there again you can see what I just went over, missed exams, officially sanctioned university activities, you can see that. Formal testing reviews will be within the 2 weeks. Typically they are after the exams on the same day, so we will go review that with you as well. Final exam policies, you can see we have students occasionally that will make plans to travel or different things and say, can I take my final early? And again, we do not move nursing exams. They will not be moved. You cannot take them early, except with the exception, again, if you have a provider's note that you are sick and unable to participate in that activity at that time, or it's a university sanctioned event. But it is tight. I just want to let you know it is very tight. Don't assume that you're going to be able to reschedule. Please do not make travel plans to go back home, or sometimes for spring break we have different things that students will come up and say, I have a conflict. And just know you can communicate those needs early, but just know it's rare that you are able, and it's only under health and sanctioned events generally. Face mask coverings are going to be of each individual faculty member can say, so always have a mask available. It would be my recommendation for you. Some faculty will have you wear those. Specifically right now when it's kind of heightened and on the rise, or obviously in the online environment for week 1, but as we go through the semester we will communicate those requirements with you. Academic misconduct policy, when you sign your affidavit that you have received the syllabus, you are aware of where the syllabus is and you don't have further questions. You are also indicating that you are aware of the student handbook, the student policies regarding academic misconduct. We have a specific policy with that. Plagiarism, cheating, discussing exams. There are a lot of key things in there that once you sign that and we have that in your file, you are verifying that you are aware and you do not have any further questions with that, and you are accepting of that policy and that responsibility of you as a student within the TU School of Nursing. We take academic conduct very, very serious, and there are not second chances with that. So I want you to know that. And if you have concerns, don't out of desperation resort in any way to academic misconduct. It's not worth it. And I tell students, not only could you get dismissed from the TU School of Nursing, you could get dismissed from the university, and then it's very difficult to even go to another university if you've been released on academic misconduct. So don't go there. If you have concerns, you're struggling, come see me, come see the retention specialist. We are here to help. So just stay strong in that area. So we do have a course calendar that we have set up, and will be somewhat fluid as far as the method in which it's delivered. So week 1 I was planning on teaching in class face to face, and I was looking forward to that, to meeting all of you and welcoming you into the program and the course face to face. Now that has shifted, and that will be delivered in an online format. So the method and the manner may change from week to week as we see how circumstances surrounding COVID, how that the implications on our program. But, and your labs and clinicals are in person, so I'll be able to see you there. But as far as January 10th, you see, if you do pull up now your course calendar, that's the next tab that you will see in Harvey. But you'll see the course calendar, and it shows that 2254 will be from 8 a.m. to 9:50, whereas 2264 will be from 10 to 11:50. And you can see the dates are listed there, Mondays and Fridays. And you can see the AS is going to be 454, the NS, the Nursing Sciences, for 64. That's the next column there. And then the topic, what you're going to talk about. So you'll see orientation. That was going to be what we were going to start with. And then I would chime in then with the lecture content for therapeutic communications. So orientation by Dr. Wayland and Dr. Eng. And then I was going to also do the content for both applied science and nursing science. So you can see that on Friday, just to give you a little bit of a indication of how it rolls. Then on Friday, it was going to be the applied science for 5-4. It was Professor Courtney and change theories. And then I'm delivering the content for nursing science. So I'll be back again with you for the teaching and learning content. Then we have specifics related to ATI that we will get to you, because that continues to change as we are now moving to online. So we will give you the specifics with that. But for now, just we're going to log into ATI and we're going to get an account set up. That will be step one. Then you'll see Monday we have off for Martin Luther King Day. Then we're going to roll right back into Friday, January 21st. You're going to have Dr. Zumwalt, and he will be with you for all 4 hours for 5-4 and 6-4, going over not only the applied science aspect, but also the nursing science aspect of fluid and electrolytes. So that just kind of gets you a brief introduction to how the course calendar will unfold. If you look down then to February 11th, you'll see where it says exam 1, and it shows you the material from day 1 to then we'll stop the Friday before. We're not going to test you on the content that you received earlier that week on that Monday. So you'll see it'll be 110 through 24 will be the content that will be delivered using ExamSoft that you will download and install all of that, which we will give you the details regarding that so that you're ready on the 11th to roll out that first exam. And then we start back in and we continue to go. You'll see the content, and that's how it's listed and how it unfolds in Harvey too. The content specific to exam 1, 2, 3, and then the final. So it's organized nicely in Harvey, and then that coincides with the course calendar. But for now, that's a basic overview and the course in a nutshell for course syllabus for 2264, as well as the course calendar for both 5-4 and 6-4. And the only other aspect that I wanted to touch on at this point would be specific to chain of command. If you have any questions regarding a specific content area, sorry again guys, get the crazy light office. But let's say we mentioned fluid and electrolytes, okay? If you have a question with that content, something you start studying, you're like, I'm not sure about that, or you have a question regarding an exam question, you would want to go specifically to that faculty member. If you have concerns after that, then you would go to me as the course coordinator. Then if you have concerns, you would go to the level coordinator. So sophomore level coordinator would be Dr. Barrow. If you have questions beyond that, the next step would be to go to the director of the School of Nursing, which is Dr. Buron, and you climb up the chain of command. What we don't want to happen is if you have a question with me regarding something that I taught in class, we don't want you to jump over me as the faculty that taught the content and then jump up, let's say, to Dr. Buron when we haven't went up the proper chain of command, because a lot of things I could have helped you at the first level, or another faculty could help you. But if you jump up to a different level, then it inflates it and it doesn't help the matter. You don't get the answers that you needed early and in a timely manner. So it just, please follow the chain of command. That is the preferred method of communication, and that's obviously what works best for the delivery within the School of Nursing. If you have any questions on that, please reach out and I can dive into that a little deeper with you. Also, since we are going to be implementing some online communications, as well as emails, correspondence of any manner, we want to have a culture of respect and dignity. So we want to respect the thoughts and opinions and feelings of everyone involved. And when you're communicating with faculty, just a little word of advice would be, when you craft an email, there's certain etiquette that you use by addressing a professor by either doctor or professor, and then their name, as well as respectful. Always reread to make sure. You don't want to send correspondence when this goes for us as well as faculty. You want to sit back, maybe come back to it, reread it, make sure it's the message that you're trying to send. And when possible, talk to the person face to face in a respectful manner. But just email etiquette is so critical when you're communicating, because if you're sending a tone that's not professional, that's not going to get the results that you're ultimately seeking. So be mindful of that as well, please. Just know that I am in 535, 5th floor in Oxley, and I love to interact with students face to face. So come see me. My door, typically, unless I'm meeting with privacy concerns with a student, my door is typically always open, and I would love to connect with you. Email me. Again, I'm going to share my cell phone number where you can text me if you need to between 8 and 8. Any way that I can help you, I certainly want to do so. I want to be a student advocate. I want to be there for you. I want to support your success. And I just, again, want to welcome you to the program, to the TU School of Nursing. It is a big deal that you are sitting where you're sitting. I look forward to just this journey with you through the white coat ceremony all the way to the pinning when you're a senior. I want to walk lockstep with you, and I want you to feel the support from us as faculty. This is a great place, and it's going to be even better now that you're here. So please dive in, roll up your sleeves, work hard. I know that you're going to see that it's going to be worth it. And now more than ever, healthcare needs you. So it's time for us to band together and for you to join our profession. But I welcome you and am here for you to help in any way that I can. Thank you.